The other thing that can disrupt the immune system, but also can have an impact on neuro and endocrine function as well, is the toxins, all the toxins in our environment. And that goes from things like the heavy metals like mercury, aluminum, cadmium, which are everywhere. They're in our children's toys. If your children are putting, fake jewelry on, there's cadmium in that. There's just constant exposures. And the endocrine disruption and disrupting chemicals in all of our personal care products, like anything that has a fragrance. Don't let your children have anything that has a fragrance unless it's like an essential oil, because that oftentimes contains phthalates, which are endocrine disrupting. They disrupt the hormones. I'm sure you're all hearing about the puberty starting at 8 and 9-year-olds. That's not okay. That's because their endocrine system has been impacted by all of these toxins. And this is another one which people kind of laugh at when I talk about, or maybe not so much anymore. Maybe like 5 years ago when I started talking about this stuff, people laughed at me when I said EMFs were impacting our health. But the science is actually really starting to accumulate here. EMFs, what are those? Electromagnetic frequencies, electromagnetic radiation coming out of everything. And that's everything from your alarm clock to your cell phone to your cordless phone in your house, to your television, your computer, all the electronics. This computer right now, I'm enjoying the radiation coming off of it. They're everywhere. But you also think about the rates of how much we're exposed to EMFs. I mean, just right outside this hotel, there's a power sub-switching station and a cell phone tower. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And the thing that's happening is science is starting to say, wait a minute, this is having an impact on our biology. There's research coming out that's showing that exposure to EMFs can contribute to inflammation. In fact, there are studies done that say that exposure to EMFs, like being near your wireless router, for instance, actually stimulates your immune system the way an infection or allergen might. So a lot of these kids who have these chronic inflammatory conditions, they have this chronic immune stimulation. It's like their immune system doesn't shut off. They're burning their nutrients up, trying to combat all of this kind of stress and all of these things that are triggering and stimulating their immune systems. This is just one more thing. It's just another drop in their bucket, and it's everywhere and really hard to avoid. So think about our babies and their buckets, their little barrels. All those things I just went through, all of those things are going into these guts that can't deal with it. They're just overloaded. The total load is too great. And I want us to just think for a second, just reflect on this. I've given a lot of really grim statistics and details about what's in and around our environment, what's happening to our kids. But just think about what our kids are. They are a biomarker for planetary health. They are our canaries in the coal mine. And for those of you who don't know that analogy, back in the coal mining days, miners used to go into the mines where they were afraid that they might be exposed to toxic gases. That's one of the things that happens in the mines. So they would bring birds with them that sang a lot and were very vocal. They would bring canary birds. And if the canary birds stopped singing or dropped dead, they knew they were in trouble, and they would hightail it out of there. The canary birds were the warning signal. Think about this for a second. Our children are our canaries. Some of them have stopped singing. Think about all those kids with autism who aren't talking. Those are our canaries, telling us that the way we're living today is not sustainable, and we have to act today to do something about it. And this is a little symbol I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about. These are our canaries.